Okay then, quick one today. We're going to look at printing with the dot matrix printers. And when we look at the booklets, we've got 3 sections of information. The first is a general specification. The second is setting up your printer ready for use, as we've done here, making sure you switch all the peripherals on before you switch the computer. The third section, longest of all, looks at how to use the printer, followed by a few appendices. And when we look at those instructions, there are, in essence, 3 things to think about. We can, of course, do a test print. There's no instructions in that. We then have 4 basic commands: open and close, print hash, and a CMD command. Within the open command, there are 3 numbers to type: a logical file, a device number, and an optional secondary address. So the secondary address is the second thing to think about when formatting the text, and those are here as a format control. There are 10 options to choose from, and it goes into some detail on how to use those. Then the third thing, once you've worked through all of those and got some understanding of how that works, including defining your own special characters. The third thing falls under the print hash command, where we can specify character string enhancements or controls. So we have enhance paging, which leaves a gap between each of the perforated pages, reverse field, return carriage, uppercase and lowercase, where you may want lowercase and uppercase, or you may want uppercase and the PETSCII characters, and a few others: skipper space, printer blank, and various others. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip the secondary address for the moment, because both of those are things you would incorporate in basic programs and a little more complicated to get to grips with. Sticking with just the 4 commands, we're going to print a basic listing of a program that we may have been working on and we want to keep a hard copy. So the program's in here. I've loaded onto a cassette. We'll quickly load on the next one of those, press play on tape, and we'll wait for that to load. Here we are. Next program ready. Press Commodore key to get that to load. And that's a very short program. So list, 9 lines. And we could, of course, run this, as it's one of the programs from this book. So this is a program to produce an output on the printer. If we do that, ooh, how far is that going to go? Come back. All the way to the next page. Well, let's bring that back a little bit. That was too far. What we can see is this was the program to create a special character, and in this case it's the Commodore Chicken Lips logo. But of course, keeping that on paper doesn't give you a hard copy of the program itself. So if we go back to the book, and we've been working on a basic program, and we could save it onto cassette, but that doesn't let you view the program. We could list the program, but often the listing runs through the entire screen and beyond. So it may be useful to maintain a paper copy. And the way we're going to do that is use these basic commands in what the book calls a direct mode. Indirect mode will be putting basic line numbers and using it as a program. Direct mode is different. We'll start with the open command. We open a file number, anything from 1 to 256. We'll go for 1. device number is 4. The serial address, the third number, is optional, so we'll leave that. Then colon, we'll open the channel of communication from file number 1 to the printer. Then having done that, we'll tell it to list the program. Then we will close the communication with the print command, and then close the file. Now if I press return, fingers crossed, that will show our basic program printed out as a hard copy to keep